Good morning, fair fans. It is a beautiful morning here in Trinidad, Colorado. We are preparing for our GOAT show, and we will begin with our showmanship class. We will have entrant names here for you on screen in just a little while. We are getting things prepared for you. This is our first time broadcasting a Los Animas County Fair livestock show. We typically do sporting events here on the Saddle Rock Sports Network.
Yes.
I am joined by my eldest son, senior broadcaster, often imitated, never duplicated, Brody Doherty.
Yes, sir.
On the microphone, he'll be helping out with all sorts of things today, and we're going to do our best to have fun and keep you entertained.
Yes, sir. Should be a good day. But, I hate to contradict anything you said. It's so early. But we are about to start the Lamb Show. This is not the GOAT Show, as you may have mentioned. The animals will be slightly different. But, yes, we'll be bringing you all the shows throughout today, so pardon us if we get a little bit confused. But I think it's fair to put a little disclaimer out there that neither of us are professional show commentators. Now, we prefer, things on the hardwood or the gridiron. But anything on the wood shavings is fair game. We may get confused. Our terminologies will be far from correct today, but we're just here having fun.
All right, we're just laughing at silly jokes that we're seeing. It's a great time.
Yes, sir. We're here for a fun time today. So, we'll try to get all the names of the kids to you, and we also have we have weights for all of the animals, I believe, and we'll be doing our best to bring you the relevant information. But beyond that, we're just here to have a good time today. So, we'll get started with the Lamb Show in a few minutes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Good morning. Do you all need anything?
Not at the moment. I think we're all right.
Am I on?
Cup of coffee. Yes, guys, we are sitting here hanging out, waiting for sheep showmanship to begin. We will begin with the junior showman, and then intermediate showman and senior showman, and then our champion showman. Actually, no, they don't do a champion showman between the age levels. The winners from each of those age level showmanship groups will compete in the round robin showmanship championship on Saturday morning, which we also will be broadcasting here on the Saddle Rock Sports Network.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Now, I always thought the round robin was a super fun event. I personally never got to partake because, I only ever showed chickens, and there's not really a showmanship element to chickens, but I think there should be. I think we should petition the fair board to have chicken showmanship. You set them down in the pen, grab your show stick, and parade them around as long as their little legs can waddle for. I think that would be so much fun.
I think that would be fantastic.
But,
now,
we will have the
I
chicken
always thought
show
the
at
round
some
robin
point today,
was a super
so
fun
I will
event.
voice my opinions on all things chicken later.
All right. As we get going, again, you're going to see all of our sponsors rotating through, and we are about to start this morning.
Well, Mr. Brad, do we know the name of the judge out here in the ring today? All right, looks like we're going to have our...
starting with our senior showman this year.
All right, we've got in the ring, we have in the front, we got Faith Vernier, followed by Caleb Valdez, Hope Vernier, and then John Terry are all in the ring. Starting out showmanship. This may be a common theme for today. Everyone's going to be walking in lots of circles. And it's really up to the judge's preference how he wants them to walk their lambs. Now showmanship is where these young men and ladies can show off their how much they've worked with the lambs. I'm not really sure what else to say here, but
I always enjoyed showmanship myself more than the market classes just because I felt I could compete with my skills versus the quality of my animal, because as a shower back in my day, I didn't have the best of luck in getting my animals to grow the way I needed them for success in the ring and the market classes, but I felt like at least I could depend on my skills and the time I'd put in working with my animal in the showmanship classes. So those were my favorite as a competitor.
Especially in the senior show, you see a lot of the kids. They've been doing this for, I don't know how many years, 4, 5, or 6, up to this point. So they know how to carry themselves. They've put a lot of work into these animals. So you love to see kids that can go out there and be confident, really show off their animals well.
Oh, senior showmen, they've been doing this for 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. I know our graduated senior, Faith Vernier, Branson graduate this year. She's been showing since her days as a Clover Bud, so she's been in the ring at least 10 years.
You know, I don't think too many of these lambs are happy to be up this early in the morning, unfortunately, but everyone's doing a good job of keeping them under control. Also in the ring, we have our fair superintendents, some volunteers from a number of clubs. For the lamb show, looks like it is Brooklyn Winter. She'll be helping out, making sure these lambs stay in line. You know, for some shows when animals can get away, it's fun watching, you know, superintendents try to chase down any pigs or goats that get loose. That's a highlight of my day when we're coming to shows. All right, it looks like the judge is asking for people to brace the lambs. I'm not really sure what he's looking at, but I'd assume he's looking for people to show off whatever quality is good in lambs. I don't know, Mr. Brad, what do you think is?
Well, again, he's watching and judging how much time the showman has spent with the animal. Now, with the interviews, it's all about questioning their knowledge of their market animal. So depending on judge to judge, sometimes it's just in-ring skill. A lot of times they like to couple that with actual knowledge of the animal to try to pick which showman is actually doing the best job as a showman.
Yes, sir. Now he's already asked questions of John Terry and Faith Vernier. Now he's grilling Hope Vernier about her lamb. Soon to get Caleb Valdez out. Now we'll try to get the names of the judges as well as we go throughout today, but we unfortunately don't have this fellow's name. And lambs are all lined up. I'd expect the judge to be making his decision soon for his favorite showman. I'd say
he's going to take his time, especially on this senior group, the showmen that have been in the game for quite a while. He wants to give them all a nice, fair chance to showcase their skills. So I appreciate him kind of taking his time and giving each of these showmen a chance to showcase their abilities.
Yes, sir. And I think everyone's been doing a very good job so far. I think Lambs have been a little bit stubborn in a couple places, but nothing that they can't get going out of. So I think the upperclassmen, Caleb Valdez and Faith Vernier, have been doing a real good job. They've kept their lambs in good shape. John Terry's got a smaller lamb, which makes it a little easier to walk around the ring with, but it's they've been doing, everyone, all four competitors have been doing a real good job, and it's going to be hard to choose. Now, I feel like in all these showmanship competitions, there should be a talent portion of showmanship. What tricks have you trained your goat to do? Now, if you can get your sheep to stand on its hind legs and whistle Dixie, I feel like that's worth points.
Oh, that's an automatic win. Well, here we go. It's pulling them out. Again, every judge is different. We don't know if they like to pull out the top of the class or the bottom of the class first. He might just be adjusting them just to see how they deal with a little in-ring adversity. Here comes his explanation.
All right, so thank you guys for having me out. Got our senior showman out here. I think there's a lot of potential out here. I think all four of these kids do a really good job. I guess for me, it's between these three for first, second, and third. I think all of them have their strengths. I think there's things that each one can work on. I don't want to give too much away because we still have our intermediate and junior divisions, but I went through and talked to them, gave them some pointers. I guess for me, though, there's one that's probably the most well-rounded. I asked them how much back fat is ideal for a market lamb, and I think one of them was probably the closest to that answer. I think this individual is also probably the best in terms of getting their sheep grazed, getting their feet set in a quick and efficient manner. Young lady here in the back is going to be your champion. Congratulations to you.
I'm not sure how well the classes are, but judges Faith Vernier, the champion showman for show. Now deciding between second and third for Hope Vernier and Caleb Valdez.
And again, we are working out the kinks. I think that was actually muted, unfortunately.
Oh, terrible.
Or Brody was muted, but we had the judge's descriptions. And here he comes again.
I think one of them maybe has an advantage in terms of getting their sheep set up just a little bit quicker. In a more appropriate manner. The young man up front's going to be your reserve. Young lady, you'll be third. Congratulations.
Alrighty. I believe second place just went to Caleb Valdez, third place to Hope Vernier, and fourth place to John Bobby Terry. Good class of showmen there. And I believe we'll be coming up with the intermediate class. We got two individuals in this next intermediate sheep showmanship. We'll have Alec Baca and Addison Terry coming up. So yeah, if you'll hang with us, folks, we're getting all the kinks ironed out sound-wise. We've got the sound in the arena. We've got goats. We've got sheep going absolutely crazy all around us. So we're trying to bring you the best viewing experience. But if this doesn't sound good, you're more than welcome to turn us down on your own computer. But we'll try to bring you the best sound as we can as my dad bunks his head against the table. But we're figuring it out. Once again, this is Alec Bach and Addison Terry in the ring now for their intermediate showmanship. And it's kind of fun seeing, in my opinion, seeing what kids are confident showing. Because most kids have a couple lambs that they bring, one for market, and then some people have a second animal for companionship, so the one doesn't get lonely or whatever. I'm not a professional animal person. But it's interesting seeing which of the two kids tend to show for showmanship. Some opt for the smaller animal, as they're easier to handle and maneuver. but some opt for the bigger, just as that may be more, it may showcase their own abilities to show off the animal more if they're able to show their bigger animal flexing and posing in all of its glory.
Well, in addition to the flexing and posing, Brody, I think it's more of a matter of which animal behaves better, size-wise. May or may not be an issue there, which animal has a better in-ring temperament. I've shown animals that have been great and relaxed in the ring, and then I've had some spazoids. That's a technical fair term right there, spazoid.
Spazoid, yes, sir. We're inventing new words over here. But it's all fun. Yeah, both Baca and Terry doing a real good job of keeping their lambs under control as the judge takes his look. Again, I have absolutely no earthly idea what he's looking for, but I'd say they're both doing a good job of presenting their animal.
Well, he's looking for composure of both the showman and the animal. You want to keep your nerves about you. He's looking for animals that know what they need to be doing in terms of bracing and posing, evidence of the showman putting in that time, practicing all summer long with their market animal. And certain showmen have been taught by parents or other 4-H leaders to show their animals in a specific way. So sometimes it's not the specifics of how they show, it's evidence of are they calm and did they put in the work. And just like we heard the judge talk about, he's going to ask the showman some questions about the animal. So he wants to see some head knowledge in the interview questions. So I don't think it's a matter of technique. You'll notice the young man here doesn't have his lamb spread out front to back nearly as much as the young lady. It's really a matter of are they doing the job in the ring? Have they put in the work? Is their animal calm and composed? Does the animal brace well? At least that's my best guess.
That doesn't sound like a terrible guess at all. Now, I believe some of the questions, I think it's always fun to see what the judges could ask. But I think some of the questions that he asked to the seniors was how much back fat their lamb should have and what percentage that could be. I'd say enough to make them taste good, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, a lot of those technical questions he's asking each showman, this is beyond my realm of showman expertise. As a 4-H'er myself, I showed a few sheep, a lot of steers. You guys, you just finished up showing chickens last year.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll see my brothers later. Brock and Will both have, Brock has chickens and Will's bringing his ducks once again. I'm not exactly sure when they'll be making their appearance in the ring, but they will be out here with the other poultry showers. And let me tell you,
Again,
judge coming up with his decision.
Exhibitors out here. I think ultimately the young man up front just does a little bit better job in terms of getting that weather braced a little bit harder. I talked to him, told him some things that maybe he could work on to improve, but I think in terms of how he transitions from side to side on that lamb as I'm walking around him, very, very smooth. Congratulations, you'll be our champion. Young lady, you'll be our
Judge's decision is in. Alec Baca is going to be the intermediate showmanship champion in lambs today, and Addison Terry's going to be the reserve champion. Be coming up on the junior class, which will be another 2 individuals. We're going to have Jax Baca and Caleb Terry coming into the ring.
And your intermediate goes to Alec Baca. you to Bill and Nancy Wilkinson for the donation of that premium prize. We're going to move on to our junior sheep showmanship. Jax Baca and Caleb Terry.
Alrighty, coming into the ring now, we've got Jax Baca up in front and Caleb Terry behind. Both bringing in their sheep.
And we have 2 in that class, Addison Terry, Caleb Terry. Then we'll move to class 1. So Bobby Terry, Alec Baca, Faith Vernier, Caleb Valdez will round out class 1. Just a reminder, cell slips need to be turned in by noon on Friday.
Now, I always think the junior showmanship is one of the most fun to watch. You've got the seniors and the intermediates that have been working with their lambs for a while. They know how the ring works. They've been able to get their lambs to know how the ring works. But then these juniors, they may be outweighed by their animals by a fairly substantial margin, so it's fun seeing them wrestle a little bit with their animal. But they still know what they've been doing. They've been taught well by their parents and their 4-H leaders, getting their lambs ready. But it's my personal favorite showmanship class of the day.
Oh, yeah, and the cute factor is off the charts. If there is a cute factor, I'm sorry, this class is always going to win.
Absolutely.
Always going to win.
Far and beyond. I'll tell you.
Well, I would say we're not to the Clover Buds yet. Clover Buds, hands down, cute champions. They should get belt buckles.
That is absolutely true. I believe the open class is coming up later today, so that will be very fun. But I will say the hair in the ring today is immaculate. We've got Alex Baca with a little bit of a perm and a Caleb Terry with a shock of red hair. I say the hair game today is on point for both of our junior showmen.
You know, maybe we'll do a little bit of meet the crew here in a little while. I'd say we have kind of an opposite hair game going on with your production crew, little father and son. Myself with the lack of hair, my son with long, luscious locks.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, I've been debating if I should, you know, perm my hair, but I think that would just be far. I'm no sheep shower, so I don't know if I could rock it like Jax Baca is doing right now.
Oh no, he's definitely got a corner on that cool market right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a quick correction here following our showmanship. We'll go ahead and do our open show of our Clover Buds. So I have Charlotte Arnold, Lakin Arnold, and Olivia Arnold. So any other Clover Buds that are wishing to show this morning need to let me know. And then we'll move into our feeder class as we begin our market.
All right, folks, and if you were able to hear those announcements, we just got some neat news that we will have an open show contest here momentarily for those Clover Buds we were just talking about. So the cuteness coming to the ring here in just a few minutes on the Saddle Rock Sports Network. I mean, these 2 young men are cute, but those little Arnold girls, watch out.
Yes, when they are outweighed by their animal by about, you know, I don't know, 50 pounds, it could be a little bit of a sheep show, to say the least. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke. But it could be a real fun time.
Awesome set of juniors.
Judge about to come in with his decision.
Down the road, I think that they'll both be very successful in terms of their sheep showing. I talked to them, told them some things to work on. I think the young man up front today maybe just does a little bit better job of getting that weather braced harder. I think he's just a little bit smoother in terms of how he goes in the stop. He'll be your champion today. Young man behind him will be reserved. Congratulations to both of you. Keep up the good work.
Alrighty, judge's decision in. I mean, Jax Baca will be your champion showman for the junior class, and Caleb Terry is the reserve. Next up, as mentioned, we will have the Clover Bud Open class. Now there's a time for the little ones. They've borrowed someone else's lamb, so they'll be coming in the ring with someone else's lambs. But this is just a real fun time.
You know, sometimes it is lambs that they've raised themselves, you know, just that families have done. And that little brother, little sister wants to raise a lamb too, so this could be their own little lambs.
Thank you to Colorado Fence and Welding, the Sumter family.
See, I
for
believe the
donating
3 we
that
have in
prize.
the ring or 4 we have in the ring right now. We've got Lakin Arnold, and then
Our open class,
Charlotte Arnold, and
we have Lakin
Olivia. Oh,
Arnold,
they're actually being introduced right now.
Charlotte Arnold, Olivia Arnold, Reed Minsick.
So yes, we've got Lakin Arnold, Charlotte Arnold, Olivia Arnold, and Reed Minsick are your 4 Cloverbud showmen, being escorted by some slightly more professionals.
Oh, yeah, some more experienced showmen, I think it's safe to say, bro.
And rounding out our Cloverbuds will be Cooper Baca.
Oh, we got one more late entry into the ring. We've got Cooper Baca with his own lamb.
I'd say in the which young showman is giving up the most. I like the heart of Cooper over there. Look at that. Oh, and our first breakaway of the day, Brody.
And we are off. Can they get him wrangled? He's dodged Lexi and Raven so far. Emma couldn't get him. Here comes Jax. Stuck behind. Oh, Emma Amato's got a hand on the halter. There we go. Saving the day.
Yeah, if you can't have fun at the county fair Cloverbud showmanship contest, then by golly, you just can't have fun.
I think that might be the motto of the day, Mr. Brad. See, this is when the interviews get real tense. Judge coming around asking each of these showmen.
Do you think he's asking that cute little, I don't
she's
know
one of the-
which
I
of
think
the
she's one of the
Arnolds. She's one of the
Arnolds.
Arnold girls, that's for sure. About back fat percentages.
I don't know. If she was able to say the right number, I would be flabbergasted right now.
The ring were make sure to come back and do so, but make sure they connect with Colin to get those pictures taken for those buyers. Once again, following our open class.
But you know, the crazy thing is that these, I would reckon that most of these little ones are going to be the future of, Los Animas County 4-H. So it's fun seeing them coming out here and just having fun. Walking a goat around the ring, walking a lamb around the ring. I'm going to make that mistake so many times today. But walking their lambs around the ring, just just having fun. It's so much.
Wherever works, we'll do it for the next show. You'll find it makes life a lot better when we're doing so much of these.
Ooh, and they're off once more. Place your bets, folks. Are we going to see another lamb get away? And Cooper Baca up front doing a real good job of keeping his lamb in touch. In touch, I don't know what I'm saying now.
In control, maybe?
In control, he's got a, I don't know. I'm too used to basketball. He's got a good touch on the lamb, taking it all the way down the rack and score. I don't know. I'll say some of these lambs out here are a slam dunk, let me tell you what.
And as far as our senior showmen who are helping out in that ring right now, Brody, there's a lot of Branson Bearcats.
Yes, sir.
Faith, Emma, Raven, a recent graduate. Lexi Winford, going to be a junior.
Judge coming in with his decision now. Oh, never mind. Actually, I don't think there's actually going to be any decision. They all get a little participation ribbon, and previously, when we've had Clover Buds come in, they'll get like a little coupon to Tootie Scoops, a little ice cream place, or they'll get something for a free snow cone or something or the other. So they don't walk away empty-handed.
They each were awarded a $5 bill for their time this morning to get their favorite ice cream later on today. So, Charlotte Arnold, Lakin Arnold, Olivia Arnold, Reed Midsick, and Cooper Bogda. Congratulations.
So if you didn't hear that, each of those Clover Buds got a cool, crisp $5 bill, which is conveniently just enough for a pretty good tasting snow cone here at the fair, or
yes,
ice
sir.
cream. There's some cool food trucks open for business here.
Yes, sir. You know, I don't think I ever got cold hard cash when I was doing this, but I'd say that's a pretty fair reward.
Do you still need coffee? Well, I can go look over there.
Ooh, let's see. What do we have here? I think I missed the call.
Do you have any handouts?
Looks like we've got Addison Terry and Caleb Terry in the ring. Now, I missed the call over the microphone.
Our show is we'd like to welcome our judge, Lonnie Treehell. Lonnie is from Kiowa, Colorado. He showed cattle in 4-H. He attended Northwest Junior College for 2 years and was on the livestock team. Completing his degree there, he finished up at OSU.
Ooh, this
with
might
a
be the
degree
feeder
in
class.
animal
Let me.
science.
I've got a packet right in front of me. I can actually look up what class this is. It's crazy.
Upon completing college, Lonnie worked for Seed Stock Angus, and then he decided to come back to his roots in Colorado.
Oh, so this is the feeder class. There we go. Perfect. It's up on your screen now. I think we're missing one lamb if this is the feeder class. We got Addison Terry and
Welcome to you here in Los Animas County. Thank you.
Caleb Terry in the ring right now.
So we get started in the market show this morning, and obviously both these weathers have a little time on their feet until they're ready to go. But with that being said, I think the young ladies' weather up front as you project these lambs out, maybe just comes with more genuine muscle. I think that one's more opened up in terms of his lower skeleton. I think he's bolder on the center body. And consequently, I think that's the bigger rack, bigger loin weather that ultimately is going to end up with the advantage in terms of product. Really nice one, keep that one on feed. That's going to be a nice weather down the road. Young man that's in second, that's definitely the taller shoulder, more extended weather that may end up with the advantage in terms of pounds. That one just needs to be opened up in terms of his skeleton, give him a shot more muscle. But an awful nice way to start the day. Congratulations to both of you.
Alrighty, first market class, Addison Terry gets first place with her lamb, and Caleb Terry takes second.
All right, we're going to move on to our Class 1 market sheet. Bobby Terry, Alec Baca, Faith Vernier, and Caleb Valdez.
Alrighty, next up we have our first market class of the day. We've got I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's coming in clearly through the mic, but we've got Jason Terry up front, Alec Baca behind him in the blue shirt, Faith Rainier, and then Caleb Valdez, all coming in with their lambs. Now, for anyone unfamiliar to the sheep showing world, I mean, as unfamiliar as I am, I know that much about market, is that this is when the judge comes along and he starts looking at the lamb itself less more than the showman. So looking for musculature, looking for the overall build, how much actual, weight the lamb has, and what kind of product you can get out of it once they're processed.
And these market lambs all came in weighing between 110 and 119 pounds.
Yes, sir. So they're all relatively similar weight. So judge has to make his decision based on the musculature, the overall composition of the lamb. And I'm not exactly sure what lamb-specific things he's looking for, but I bet it's weight around the haunches, around the legs, and where you can get the most cuts out of. Now, I never showed sheep in 4-H, but in FFA, I did judge sheep after they were processed, and when they were hanging on meat hooks in a meat locker. So just from my experiences, I always looked at lambs. They didn't have a whole lot of fat on their body, but they were, But their meat always looked blue, which was kind of interesting, just the way that they were after they were processed. I don't know. I'm just trying to fill the empty void in the conversation since I know so much about, sheep showing.
You see easier instead of having to look up. Yeah, what cable? I need a power cable.
All right, judge making his selections. Now, as every judge does it different, we don't know if he's picked out his top or his bottom of his class, but we'll find out shortly.
So getting to our first class in market lambs, I think the young man's weather up front wins this pretty handily. I think in terms of look and build, athleticism from the side, he stands out in this set. What I think he excels, though, in this class at is freshness. He's easily the freshest in his rack. He's easily the hardest handling and the squarest, the most elevated at the edge of his loin. Just in terms of stoutness, power, muscularity, I think he wins this class fairly handily. Congratulations to you. Don't want to take too much away from the young ladies' weather that's going to be in second. I actually like how this one handles over his rack. I think that he squares up with a really good shape there. It's when you get back to his loin where I think he falls a little bit short. He wants to get a little bit stare there, a little bit higher in his spine. And then from behind, I think he could stand to get dropped down and be a little bit deeper in terms of his twist. But one that I like in terms of his rack, one that's plenty opened up in his lower skeleton. I think an awful good one there in second. Congratulations to you.
Alrighty, results are in for the first couple lambs. Alec Baca, first place in his market class. Faith Rainier in second. Judge now picking 3 and 4.
Maybe just aren't as opened up in terms of base width, in terms of body shape. But I think the young man's white face sheet needs to be third. I think he has a distinct advantage in terms of how he handles over that back and loin. I think that he's fresher there. Maybe the fixed out one dropping down in terms of his flake line, open him up in his lower skeleton. The one that I think handles these in up over his rack and loin. Young man that's in fourth. I actually prefer that weather in terms of build. I think from the side it gives you a little bit better look. It's more elevated in its pins. I think he's got a more attractive set to his hip and hind leg. He's too stale up high. Needs to be freshened up in terms of wrangling. Awful nice set there. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
Alrighty, that'll do the first market class with Jason Terry taking second and Caleb Valdez in fourth.
Third place, Bobby Terry. Second place, Faith Vermeer. And your class 1 winner is to Alec Lockton. Congratulations. Class 2, Jack Baca, Faith Vermeer, and Hope Vermeer. Class 3 should be getting ready. Jack Baca.
All right, here comes class number 2 of our market sheet today. Jax Baca, Faith Vernier, and Hope Vernier bringing their animals into the ring. All these sheep weighing in between 130 and 136 pounds today. You know, as the judge is getting ready and the kids are setting up their lambs, we want to shout out all of our sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts possible. And you will be seeing commercials from them between the classes, but they are swapping class. There we go. There's a little action right there. Nice muscular lambs, athletic, speedy, yummy.
So well done by Jax Baca and our superintendent, Brooklyn Winter, to get him tracked down and settled.
I do think she's still a junior superintendent at this stage, bro.
That's fair. Sorry, I'm getting it all mixed up. I was close. You know, I've never been accused of being the brightest bulb, but you'll have we're in for a long day of sitting here looking at wood shavings and animals to sell.
Oh, it's all good. You'll notice some real fun things as we scan the cameras around. I just saw J.C. Sumter with a very nice camera unit. I know Mackenzie Riddle, another Los Animas County Fair recent graduate, is working her way around the fair, and she'll be posting, both of them probably posting lots of great photos. Actually, Mackenzie's right there in the ring as well. So it's neat to see lots of former showmen still involved in here at the fair in one capacity or another. Behind the video camera, working the actual digital SLR, as it were. There's your technical term.
Yeah, sure. No, we may not be able to tell you about lambs. We can tell you all about cameras. Yes, sir. Judge coming around feeling for that back fat percentage. Sure. Looks like he's about ready to make his call. Or maybe not. You know, from my 1 year of doing steers, I know that you really wanted to accentuate their loin. I wonder if that's similar at all in lambs, if that's where the best meat comes from, or if you're trying to look more at somewhere else. Judge's decision now.
For me, it comes down to young lady sheep. The win, I think they're different. I think there's one that I maybe prefer from the side in terms of look, in terms of build and extension from this side. There's one that I prefer in terms of handling quality. At the end of the day, though, I think ultimately this more attractive wether that's got the birthmark on his side is plenty good handling and plenty muscular. And then I think he has a distinct advantage over the young lady directly in front of her. Just in terms of build and look from this side, I think that's the taller shouldered weather. It's better and more elevated in terms of his chest floor. And then I like his hip and hind leg design just a little bit better. Congratulations to you.
And that'll be Hope Vernier winning that class.
That's not to take anything
And
away,
then
though.
Faith Vernier coming in second, and Jack Spaka coming in third.
It's just ultra impressive in terms of handling quality. If you get a chance to handle this weather, you should, because he's impressive. He's got about as close to a perfect loin as you could ask for. Dude's way set up in the edge of his loin. Handles way hard in terms of his rack shape. I like that one's body shape and how opened up he is in his lower skeleton. Maybe just stretch that guy out a little bit more, make him a little bit deeper twisted, and tie his hip just a little bit smoother there into his loin. But one that you just have to appreciate in terms of those market fundamentals. Big, probably the best handling weather in this set. Not to take too much away from this white-legged young man's weather, one that I think is plenty adequate in terms of muscle. It's just in comparison to the two above him that I think that weather could be redesigned in terms of his hip and hind leg, and in particular I think of those three sheep is probably the most disappointing when you handle his loin, but one that I think is adequate in terms of muscle and those market fundamentals. It's just in regards to his contemporaries that maybe he falls short today. Awful nice set though. Congratulations to all of you.
All right.
Need some new custom gear for your school team, business, or for a family reunion? Hidden Valley Embroidery is here to help. We are locally owned and operated right on the family ranch in Los Animas County, and we specialize in apparel, hats, home decor, school spirit gear, business promotional accessories, and lots more. We would love to work with you to make your vision a reality. Give us a call at 719-859-3266 or find us on Facebook and Instagram today.
Our junior
Alrighty, coming out of that ad break. And that's thanks to all of our sponsors for today. We've got our Class 3 coming up. We've got Jack Spaka and Alec Baca, I believe, coming in.
So this morning we've got a couple sponsors that we would like to thank. As everyone knows, our fair wouldn't be possible without the time and energy and help from everyone. So this morning our platinum sponsors of the fair, a big thank you to Farm Bureau, Janice Solopich, and Lowbuck Storage. Our gold sponsors, Kathy Scott from Code of the West, Cypress Creek Renewables, Trinidad State College Foundation. Our silver sponsors, the Watering Hole and Robinson Sawmill. And finally, our bronze sponsors, CCOM and Twin Enviro. Please give them a round of applause for all of their support for the fair this year.
Yeah, this is the first time we've done a fair.
Class 3, this will round out our market show. Jack Spaka.
All right, as we are getting ready for class number 3, hopefully you picked that up. There's so many sponsors that go into pulling off at County Fair, not just sponsors of this broadcast, but sponsors of the fair in general that go to, you know, purchasing buckles and keeping the lights on, paying the bills, all the other costs associated with putting on the county fair. So huge thank you to all those sponsors. You just heard from one of our new network sponsors, Hidden Valley Embroidery. That's run by Mandy Hill. She also put together these really cool hats that Brody and I are wearing that all of our broadcasters sport at all of our games. So here's our final class, final market class before we get into our championship drive. Class number 3 featuring Jax Baca and Alec Baca.
You know, I think it's great that you mentioned that the hats we're wearing are absolutely not visible on any kind of stream. So you'll have to take our word for it, but they are pretty cool. You know, we should have brought our polos, but that would have that would have been a little hot. It's probably going to be a warm one. Yep, and massive kudos to these young gentlemen. These heavier lambs are not easy to maneuver around the ring, but they've been doing a fine job. And when it comes down to it at the end of the day, if I was judging lambs, I would just pick the biggest one because, I don't know.
Well, that would be Alex's. His market lamb weighed in at Alec.
There you
Alex, plural.
go. No, Alec.
Alec
and Jax.
apostrophe S. Alex sheep.
He has multiple in here?
No, Alec, ALEC apostrophe S. Alex
Oh,
sheep.
okay.
A little
It sounds
grammar lesson. Anyway, his lamb, the lamb belonging to Alec, weighed in at 156, and Jax's weighed in at 155. So both of these nearly 20 pounds heavier than the previous class.
Let's see, after this one, I believe this would be I think this is the last class of market lambs. We have a couple ram classes after this, but I believe that'll be it. But before we get into the rams or the U classes.
Really nice way to end the market lamb classes here with these two heavyweight weathers. I think, again, we kind of have a trade-off between some look and build and then some stoutness and some power. I think the young man's weather up front just represents the longer, more extended option. I think he's taller at the point of his shoulder, and then I think in terms of body shape and body design, I think that one's just a little bit more current in terms of being kind of shallow, really, really round-bodied, and then get your hands on him. I don't think that one disappoints you at all. That one's really, really hard handling, really good rack shape, really good over his loin, and then he's really, really opened up in his lower skeleton. I think that one's awful good. Young man behind him that's going to be second. I think this weather has the obvious advantage in terms of foot and bone. That's the heavier booted weather. I think that one's massive in terms of his body shape, in terms of his base width. That one's really, really big topped. I think it's just in terms of build. That weather can stand to be picked up in his front third, and then maybe just squared up on his hind legs when you get in directly behind him. But an awful nice pair. Congratulations to both those exhibitors.
Alrighty, at the end of that one, Alec Baca
Congratulations to
comes
our
away with the
class
first,
three.
and Jax Baca
Second
with the
place
second
goes to
place.
Alec Baca,
We're about to have the
and your
grand
first
drive
place
for all the
from
lambs
class
fairly
three,
soon. We've got all the
Jax
first
Baca.
place winners coming in.
The art family and friends can come to have fun while getting creative in the studio or shopping in the store. We offer instructed art classes for all ages, paint parties for all occasions, and open studio paint days during normal business hours. Located at 210 North Commercial Street in beautiful historic Trinidad, Colorado, the Art Cottage is the place to find local artwork, home goods, gifts, and more.
From class 1, we'll have
The Art Cottage Creative Studio is a place
2, we have Hope Vernier. And from class 3, we'll have Jax Baca. Our second place from each class needs to be ready.
All right, as we are getting ready for the market championship drive for our sheep this morning, again, we want to thank one of our newer sponsors that you just saw their commercial for. That's the Art Cottage Studio right here in Trinidad, Colorado. If you're looking for just a fun, creative afternoon, you can head on down. They host open art afternoons where you can just come and paint and do other artistic things. You can shop for goods. They have a whole bunch of different art supplies and art itself for sale. And if you want to reserve an afternoon for your family, maybe a school group, a church group, or just a group of friends, just to get together and paint and have a fun afternoon, check out the Art Cottage. Darcy Minsick really does a fantastic job. She'll even take her skills out to your school. She's done that a couple of times for Branson, and it's just been a special, special time. All right, here we go. Grand drive for the sheep today.
And the Abishans and put
Now, we only had the 3 market classes, and these are all the winners of those market classes. I believe Caleb Valdez is showing Alec Baca's lamb, Hope Vernier is showing her own lamb, and Alec Baca is showing Jax Baca's lamb. So I believe that's how this is going.
And each reserve champion will receive a check for $250.
Now, I believe Alec, that heavyweight lamb, that's the one he just showed a minute ago.
Yes, but when our announcer was announcing, she said that Jax Baca's lamb won. So I'm equally confused, but those were the names of the people she announced.
Well, a little bit of confusion. We'll try to get that lined out. I think we have the people showing exactly what animals they were showing earlier, because Alec won the class.
Yes, but
and he's back here with that same lamb. Now, whether or not somebody else owns it, he was the guy that showed it just a second ago.
Fair enough.
All right. Regardless, let's see who takes home the belt buckle out of this group today.
Really high quality champion drive out here. I guess for me it's going to come down to these 2 heavier weight weathers. For Grand, I think there's trade-offs certainly between them. The young man's weather is just so impressive from behind. You get behind that weather in terms of his Maui wedges, it's coming out of the backside of his shoulder, gets progressively wider, back through his line, back to his peak set, down to the ground. That dude's ultra opened up and wide. Love that guy's body shape. Young ladies, whether with the birthmark, I think actually from this side, it's probably the best one. I think he's the best in terms of his flank line. I think that dude's really good in terms of his hip and hind leg design. Maybe just doesn't come with quite the power and overwhelming shape and dimension as the young man's weather. That young man's weather is my favorite. Congratulations to you.
Alec Baca will be your grand champion market lamb as we continue the championship drive. The second place,
Faith Vernier from Class 1. We need you in the...
They have yet to determine the second place. They've got Faith Vernier coming into the ring. That's how it works in the Grand Champion Drive. Or in the Champion Drive. Once you have the Grand Champion selected, then they bring in the winner of the... they bring in the second place from the same class.
so that'll be Jax Baca entering the ring now to enter into the drive. We'll see how his lamb compares to Caleb and Faith's, or Hope's rather.
See Alec Baca coming back into the ring. That wasn't Caleb's lamb. Alec Baca had 2 lambs in the Grand Drive.
Pretty good showing for young Mr. Baca
Yes,
then.
sir. The crowd waits with bated breath.
Bring that second place in out of Class 3. Won it again in terms of just mass and power and dimension up high. That thing's way hard handling, has a really good shape there directly behind his shoulder. Love the loin edge in that one. I guess where I'd like to change him the most is up front. That dude could stand to be elevated in terms of his breastplate and chest floor. Pick him up, make him a little bit taller at his shoulder, and maybe tie that neck just a little bit higher out of the top side of his shoulder. I like that weather with the blue mark, second best today. Congratulations to you.
Alrighty, that'll make Hope Vernier the reserve grand champion in Market Lambs.
Reserve grand champion goes to Hope Veneer.
And we're going to keep it right here for the presentation of the grand champion belt buckle and the plaque and the reserve
Thank
champion.
you to our sponsors. The grand
Plaque.
champion buckle is donated by Ronnie and Tammy Mack.
And after
reserve grand champion
the
buckle
presentation
is
of the
donated
buckles,
by
we will
Clark
hear from another one of our sponsors and then proceed on to the breeding show
Farindelli.
here on this fine Thursday morning at the Los Animas County Fair.
The High Desert Hunting Company is based outside of beautiful Aguilar, Colorado, at the foot of the Spanish Peaks. Their specialty is one-on-one guided hunting adventures targeting your once-in-a-lifetime trophy animal. Originally known as Zelly's Hunting Club when it was founded in the 1930s, the modern-day High Desert Hunting Company also specializes in leasing and managing high-quality private ranches for big game trophy hunts, bringing in clients from all over the world and bringing money into Los Animas County. Give them a call today.
Oh, it just bumped right back. Cool.
Are we back on?
Yes, we
We
are.
are back on. Okay, great. A little bit confused. Still getting the Grand and Reserve Champion pictures taken. Some professional rings, not ringside, I guess ring in presence from Jacob Larson and Owen Farindelli, helping present the banners and buckles to all the deserving parties. Just like the general store mercantiles of the Wild West, Diamond W Mercantile strives to stock everything our customers need for a simple life. From tack to homemade towels and housewares to locally grown meats, produce, and more. We offer grass-fed Mesa beef that was raised on the ranch right outside our door and Watonga Cheese Company cheeses made in Perryton, Texas. And we're always adding something new. Come shop with us Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 at 14 West 3rd Street in La Junta.
Show, we will start with ewe lambs under 1 year with Addison Terry, Bobby Terry, Faith Veneer. Faith Veneer, please be getting ready.
Alrighty, I don't know if that announcement came through before the commercial was over. But next up, we will have breeding ewes coming in with Addison Terry, Bobby Terry, and 2 of Faith Vernier's ewes coming in. And see, once again, it should be no shocker to anyone who's been watching any of this show, but I don't think either of us know a whole terrible lot about breeding ewes.
So it looks like, just looking at the information we have in front of us, this says this class is ewe lambs born in 2022, so are fairly young ewes, and then will be followed by a class of yearling ewes and then older ewes. And same thing with the rams. We'll have the youngers, the yearlings, and then older ones. We'll see if that holds true to form. Again, we do not have exhibitor names, or do we? Do we have actual?
We have a packet of papers, but they're a little misorganized, and I don't think they're in the order that the show's going in. Oh, there we go. Yes, here we go. We have ewe lambs born in the current year. So, I mean, I know that for the cattle shows, you would have the, I don't know, for the breeding pairs or whatever, you had it would be 3 years, you'd show a heifer, then you'd show the heifer and her calf, and then you'd show the calf by herself, right? Is that how that worked?
That was a special program called the Futurity program, where you would bring that same calf back at least 3 years in a row consecutively.
Yes.
But I do not believe they do a similar program here in any of the other market animals. That's a privately funded program by a group of cattle breeders that I think is specific to the cattle show.
Right, and I understand that that's probably not what they're doing with lambs, but just from the fact, like, when you show, like, a heifer, this is sort of the equivalent, showing a lamb born in the same year.
Could be.
I
Could
have
be.
no idea how this is actually happening. I'm just shooting in the dark here.
Well, here we go, young ewes.
All right, up in front we've got Bobby Terry, followed by Addison Terry. And they switch positions. Faith Veneer is now in second in the running order. And then Emma Amato behind Addison Terry, showing what I believe, I could be very wrong, Emma Amato is showing Faith Veneer's ewe lamb.
Or is it Caleb Valdez's? Oh, no, Faith has two on the entry sheet. I see.
No one knows why Caleb Valdez is in there. He's probably just helping get set up, as he's obviously doing right now.
Yeah, as we watch this first crew of lambs, you know, we really appreciate everyone tuning in. If this is your first time watching one of our broadcasts, you know, we are a student-powered broadcasting company, so this isn't just myself just hanging out and watching events and sports games and Los Angeles cattle shows and livestock shows, which is a ton of fun, but we bring as many students as we can along on the adventure. During the 2023-2024 or 2022-2023 school year, we broadcast over 130 live sporting events between Branson, Kim, and the Trinidad State High School basketball tournament. So really a lot of fun, and all of those broadcasters, all the students are actually paid for their time, and that's what our sponsors are really helping make happen. It's not a volunteer organization for these kids. This isn't an official school program, but these are all students, be it high school, junior high, and even a college student here and there. My co-anchor, Brody, just finished his freshman year at the University of Denver, studying engineering and the culinary coffee arts.
Yes. My studies and such things are not quite as far along. I was woefully underprepared for today. It could use a little bit of caffeine, but you know, it's all right.
So if anyone is watching here, we did, you know, and knows any local coffee shops in Trinidad, we'll swap out some sponsorship and business mentions for some coffee that may get delivered here later on.
Hey, you know, that does seem like a valuable commodity. It looks like the judge is picking out his top ewes in the breeding class. I believe both of his top are from Faith Veneer at this point. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Brad, but I believe that Faith also won showmanship.
Yes, she was your showmanship senior champion.
And then Hope Veneer with her grand champion market lamb. Good showing from the Veneer family today. Or with reserve champion, rather, sorry.
You know, as the day progresses, we're going to try to get some up here. Up. We'll put that thought on hold. Here comes our judge.
With you lambs out here, obviously with these two over here, with our white-faced breeds and then our crosses and black-faced sheep have kind of different purposes, but I think you judge them accordingly. There's one that stands out just in terms of build, in terms of pattern and look from the side. I like the young ladies, white one up front, to go ahead and win. I just think she excels in this class in terms of how she's designed in her top line. Her hip and hind leg construction is undoubtedly the best. I think in terms of body shape and genuine width, I think she has enough. Obviously, you could maybe shallow that one up, tighten her up a little bit in terms of her rib and body, maybe stouten her up in terms of her feet and legs, but those are kind of breed characteristics. One that I think just in terms of balance, pattern, structure, design, from this side, I think she excels in this class. Congratulations to you. Young lady that's going to be second here, one that's undoubtedly the stoutest and most powerful ewe out here. That thing's easily the roundest body, easily the biggest top, the biggest loin, the most impressive from behind. Where I get critical of her is just in terms of her spine. She wants to tighten up and get high in her top. She wants to drop her pins on the go and just not straight there on her hind leg. But one you have to appreciate in terms of stoutness and power, length and extension, her elevation of shoulder I really, really like. Just fix her in the rear third of her skeleton and I think you could switch that pair. Young man that's going to be third, one that I think as an individual has an awful lot of quality to her. I think from this side, that's a really level top ewe that comes level out of her dock. I think maybe where she falls out and just in terms of power and stoutness, I think of the top three, she's probably the most closed up in her lower skeleton, but one that again, just in terms of having some quality from the side, I really have to appreciate that one. Young lady in fourth, one that again has some elegance, has some femininity in terms of her front third assembly. Maybe just gets outpowered. That's the greenest sheep in this class, but one that has an awful lot of quality in terms of her elegance and femininity through the front third of her skeleton. Congratulations to you.
Alrighty, good showing for the breeding class there. Grand champion goes to Faith Rainier, who also took second place with her breeding ewe. Then we had John Terry with third place and Addison Terry in fourth. So good showing of breeding lambs. At M&M Repair and Towing, we provide you, our customers, with the highest level of excellence by getting your vehicle back in commission with minimal cost to you and your company. Our team is dedicated to offering you 24/7 access to automotive repair, roadside assistance, and vehicle towing, along with other services to keep you on the road. We at M&M are proud to serve the Trinidad, Walsenburg, and Raton areas and are proud to sponsor today's basketball games. Alrighty, folks, after that sponsorship commercial from M&M Towing, we got another breeding class coming in. Not sure if this is ewes or rams. Getting that figured out, but I believe they're both John Terry's.
And according to our show list, this says yearling ewes, born in 2021.
I see. So that'll be fun. And I'm sure you could hear it while the judge was talking on this last one. Here at the Saddle Rock Sports Network, we try to bring you the most genuine, fair experience we can. So if you could hear the goats, the sound of the sheep coming through our mics, then we're doing it right. The most wonderful part about that is once the sheep sound comes through our little microphone, we can hear it in our headsets. So it's nothing but sheep getting heard all the time.
Los Animas County 4-H Foundation has the farmhouse set up. There's some great items to bid on, and there's some to pay and take as well.
So if you couldn't hear that announcement through the microphone, just like to extend the invitation for any of our viewers to come on down to the fair. It's a wonderful time. You can watch some of the shows. We're having just about every livestock show today, except for swine. We'll be doing swine tomorrow morning. But there are some phenomenal attractions. There is they've got the exhibit hall set up with all of the exhibit day projects that were judged and selected yesterday, I believe, is when all the exhibit day stuff went down. And then they have their farmhouse set up with all of their goodies and auction items or things for sale that you can bid on or buy and help support fair. Come on down. We're having a real good time. Hey, you might even, if you're slightly more of an aficionado at judging lambs or livestock animals, you can help commentate since we're having so much fun.
Great. As well as anybody from Code of the West, if they are in the audience this morning.
Now, Mr. Brad, I don't know if they're doing a grand drive for breeding animals. Is that a thing that happens? I'm not sure.
Oh, that varies year to year, but they probably will bring in the top 2 from each class to select a grand champion ewe and then a grand champion ram, regardless of age. So yeah, there is a championship. I believe there will be a championship drive.
I think in terms of condition, she's just a little more ideal, and I think with that, she just has a little more body shape, a little more shape and dimension up high. Not to take anything away from the young lady that's second. That's a really long and extended female that's really feminine and elegant in terms of her front third. Maybe just isn't quite as good in terms of her hip and hind leg as a young man's ewe that wins it is. Maybe just put a little more fat, a little bit more condition and flesh on her, and I think you could switch that pair. Awful nice class, though. Congratulate both of those exhibitors.
Alrighty, in a class of John Terry and John Terry, the winner is, you guessed it, John Terry.
Congratulations.
4D Auction Services, owned and operated by Ryan and Penny Brown, is a family-run business based out of Folsom, New Mexico. Named 4D for their 4 daughters, they offer a variety of auction services throughout northeastern New Mexico, southern Colorado, southwest Kansas, and the Oklahoma Panhandle. They offer business liquidations, large and small equipment sales, farm, ranch, and estate sales, and moving and consignment auctions. Visit them online at 4dauctionservices.highbid.com to see what they are selling today. Alrighty, coming back to the uber exciting action.
You just heard from 4D Auction Services. They've been one of our sponsors on the Saddle Rock Sports Network from really when we started this adventure up last school year. They will be running the livestock sale Saturday afternoon and evening. So if you're interested in being a buyer of one of these awesome animals, come out on Saturday afternoon. There is a buyer's dinner that will precede the sale, and then the sale will happen right here at the Los Animas County Fairgrounds. Again, class, this is our 3rd class, our older ewes.
No, I believe this is the Grand Drive, because those look like the same ewes we just... Are these older ewes? I don't remember. Are these the ones we just saw?
Yeah, these... Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Because we are oh so attentive when it comes to matters of fair.
Well, it's kind of a little bit of a challenge. You know, you're watching what's going on in the ring, managing the commercials, managing the stream, making sure everything technically is working. And I do see a young man with the championship plaques and buckles approaching the exit gates. So, yes, I do believe this is we'll have our grand champion ewe crowned here momentarily.
Yes, sir. Faith Vernier and John Terry in the ring here.
All right, awful nice champion drive of breeding ewes out here. I think both these ewes are awful nice. Young man's ewe, again, one that in terms of length and extension you really like. That one has some body shape, has a pretty good look from the side. young ladies, you up front, like I said in class, is one that you really like in terms of her build and structure and how she's assembled in terms of her spine. Her hip and hind leg design is really, really good. I think that's ultimately what it comes down for me, is that you up front, just so much bolder and more dimensional in terms of her center body. Just so much more pin width and power when you study her at the ground. And then on top of that, I think she has the advantage in terms of build and her hip and hind leg construction. Young lady up front's going to be a champion.
Alrighty, you heard it here, folks. Faith Vernier with the Grand Champion breeding you, and Jason Terry with the Reserve Grand.
Comey Funeral Home is Trinidad's leading funeral home for a reason. We provide professional service with a personal touch. We serve all faiths with the utmost respect and dignity by providing a wide range of services to provide a fitting final tribute to your loved ones. Call 719-846-3347 for an appointment, and we will be happy to accommodate your needs and budget.
Sorry, folks, we actually jumped the gun a little bit on calling the Reserve Grand. I forgot that they had to replace Faith Vernier's U from second place from their class. So, judge now going to make his selection for Reserve Grand. Our apologies.
All right, bring our second place in from our ULAM class. And again, one in terms of width and power you really like. Love that one's foregrip and how round and bold she is there. That one handles really good up high, has a lot of power and shape and dimension there in the rack and loin. Like I said in class, I'd maybe want to fix her in her top line just a notch, maybe redesign her slightly in her hip and hind leg, but one that, again, you just love in terms of power with the construction. That one's really, really neat chested. Love how that one sends her neck out of the top side of her shoulder. Young lady's going to be reserved today.
And Faith Vernier taking Reserve Grand with her second U.
Sinmar Land and Lawn Care provides proven and professional solutions for residential, commercial, industrial, governmental, and agricultural companies located in Colorado and Kansas. We provide top-notch services at affordable prices. You'll get skilled, trained technicians, not kids' day laborers or unskilled spare-timers. We also offer total weed control for alleys, driveways, fence lines, and more, plus noxious weed control. Give us a call today at 719-680-2651 or visit sinmarlandcare.com.
And the buckle today was donated by More Ranches.
Wait.
Thank you again for sponsoring that.
This needs to be HDMI.
We'll do a couple photos
Out.
here, and then we'll move
Out,
on to our
okay.
final
And then we'll unplug this and put this in the HDMI in.
Oh, great, cool.
But not right now.
Okay.
We'll wait until after it's all done. Oh, you just heard a little behind baseball there, folks. And that was More Ranches that donated the belt buckle for the champion breeding ewe. So appreciate their contribution. Always a neat award for our champions to get to take home and wear at the fair and out and about throughout the year to celebrate their accomplishment.
Yes, sir. Now, in all my days of showing, I believe I only ever got one belt buckle. It was for exhibit day.
Hey, well, there you go.
Yes, sir. Well, I think I might have, I don't know. I think I got one for poultry, but I don't remember. It's kind of weird because my brother Brock and I, we always showed chickens together, and we just raised just all the chickens in one big barn, and then we just picked whatever. And then I believe that he won a poultry belt buckle, but really that year I did about 85% of the work on the chickens. So I get 85% of the buckle in my opinion. So I don't know. I feel like I have like 1 3/4 of a buckle.
I think that sounds good. I think that's that's more than fair. Speaking of more than fair, one group that has brought the fair, our broadcast, they've been more than fair to us.
Heck of a transition.
Is the good folks at Woody's Furniture. Let's hear from them.
Woody's Furniture invites you to stop by one of their 2 convenient locations to browse their fine selection of beautiful furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more for your home. Visit their original store in downtown Raton or their new store in Trinidad on Freedom Road, right next to Big R, for a personal and professional furniture shopping experience. Woody's Furniture proudly supports the student athletes and student broadcasters of this tournament. There we go. Sorry, folks. Just had to refinagle some of our technology on our end, trying to bring you the best viewing experience possible. Whoa.
Again, the folks at Woody's Furniture in Trinidad really have two locations. There's Woody's Furniture in Raton, the original store, and several years ago they opened up a store on the north side of Trinidad next to Big R in what used to be the old Bell's department store, and they have a great selection of everything you need to furnish your home, from furniture, sofas, love seats, dining room table sets, bedroom sets, and appliances as well. We recently bought a dishwasher from the good folks at Woody's Furniture. Our washer that originally came with our house decided to go the way of, I don't know, wherever
wash your junk piles, I don't know.
Anyway, it stopped working. We needed a new one, and instead of making the drive up to Pueblo to a Home Depot or a bigger store up there, we kept it local. And Woody's hooked us up with a great deal at a fair price on a really nice dishwasher. So stop by and check them out if you need something for your home.
2 years and older, John Terry.
Alrighty, now here's our older U class.
No, I believe those are Rams.
No, my bad. I didn't notice the anatomy on this one. My apologies. Got Caleb Valdez and John Terry in the ring. My observational skills are tanking right now. We're doing swell.
Again, here at the Saddle Rock Sports Network, we will take gifts of cups of coffee. It increases.
That could improve.
It improves the quality of the broadcasts for us and for you at home.
Buckle down, folks. It's going to be a long day.
We're here to have fun, and hopefully we'll get some exhibitors pulled in here for some interviews, and maybe some members of the Fair Board, maybe some of our sponsors that have stepped up to make these broadcasts possible. It's actually under here at the fairgrounds underneath this beautiful shade structure. It's kind of pleasant.
Yeah.
Nice little breeze.
That may get toastier later today, but as of right now, it is quite nice. We've had years before where it's almost flooded us out of this year arena. But that's always been on the sale night, so it's a bit of an adventure when that happens, but always fun.
Get our class of Rams out here. Obviously, there's an age difference here. We got a 2-year-old up front, and this 7-month-old, quite a yearling here behind him. I like the young man's 2-year-old up front, one that in terms of performance probably has the advantage. That guy's really tall shoulder, really long, really high-performing kind of Ram. Young man's younger weather here, obviously, I think has the advantage in terms of condition, in terms of freshness. I think that's the tighter sheath weather, but probably has the advantage in terms of build. I like how he's a little bit leveler there in his top line, and I think he has a more correct set to his hip and hind leg. I think that's actually the stouter featured Ram as well. That being said, I like that younger weather to win. That older Ram's going to be reserved. Congratulations to both of you.
Alrighty, there's your results for the Ram class. Caleb Valdez taking the champion, and John Terry with the second. And I believe that just about does us for the Ram show. Or it could be, not for the Rams, for the Sheep show.
LARCC Trucking is the place to call if you have something to haul. A family-owned trucking business since 2021, LARCC is named after the owner's children, their motivation to create a successful future. LARCC is ready to help you haul your hay, cattle, gravel, or equipment anywhere in southwestern United States. LARCC also buys and sells hay. Give them a call today at 970-274-0826 and get ready to haul.
And yes, Brody was correct earlier, if I didn't cut him off by that commercial. That concludes the Sheep Show here at the 2023 Los Animas County Fair. And we will be back with the Rabbit and Poultry Show in about a half an hour to 45 minutes. It might be around 10:45, might be around 11 o'clock. The best way to find out when that is to go ahead and subscribe to our channel at the Saddle Rock Sports Network on YouTube, and you'll get a little notification of when we go live. We will also post on Facebook the link just as a reminder closer to live time. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and share this with the exhibitors so they can watch on their at their leisure after the fair, and we will be back on air in a little while.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
bro. Did you have fun?
Sure.
All right. Mission accomplished.